Welcome to the Road to Brazil presented by Castrol. I'm your host, Alan Hopkins. With 2 World Cup qualifiers in the books, the U.S. men's national team only has 4 games remaining in this stage. Up next, back-to-back matches against Jamaica. The team is currently training in the heat of Miami to get ready for the first match in Kingston, where they've never won a qualifier, on September 7th, with the second match 4 days later at Crew Stadium in Columbus, Ohio on September the 11th. Here are the current Group A standings. After 2 games, the U.S. and Jamaica are tied atop the Group A table with 4 points each, with the U.S. holding a slight advantage based on goal differential. Team USA's next 2 opponents, Antigua and Barbuda and Guatemala, square off in their own home and away series starting in Antigua. The U.S. men's national team has not played in Kingston since 2003, where they are still winless in World Cup qualifying. You can watch the first leg on beIN Sport Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. ESPN2, ESPN3, and Galavision will carry the broadcast of the second match against the Reggae Boys on September 11th, also beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. With only 6 games total in this group stage, the U.S. players are well aware that there is no room for error. And they also understand that taking on Jamaica will be no easy task.
Well, going to the office is never easy, you know. Kingston's a tough place to play. It seems like we say that a lot because each away game has its own home field advantage. And these other countries, they play at that one stadium and they've played there for years and years and years. Jamaica's cool because it's got a real party vibe to it. There'll be big, loud speakers on the track before the game, and an MC and a DJ, and everyone's rocking and partying, and but they're getting geared up for the game, you know, and it's this really electric atmosphere. And because of that, we've found it difficult because it's right from the beginning. It seems like it's always 100 miles an hour, and so you got to try and catch up with the game very quickly, more so than any other place we play.
Definitely a challenge for us to go down there first. They're going to have a lot of energy, a lot of intensity. The fans are going to get behind them. So there'll be a lot of things stacked against us, but it'll be important for us to get off to a good start in this. I think this first game will really kind of either take the pressure off or it'll put the pressure on for that second game. So it's really critical that we get off to a good start in the game, we stay disciplined, and we get lethal in front of goal.
These are the hard games and difficult games too, because we have to be focused from the first minute on, and can say, okay, I mean, we're USA, we're gonna beat them somehow, because this is when all the mistakes started happening. So you just have to be focused from the first minute.
Because it's a home and home, you realize the repercussions of game number 2 based off of game number 1. If we can go down there and win on their home soil, then man, we've got such an advantage 3 days, 4 days later, going back to our place, knowing that we just beat you, we beat you at home, and now you got to come to us. And so there's so much pressure, more pressure put on them in game number 2 if we can do the business in game number 1. And it's not usually like that, because if it's not a home and home, you play them once and then another month goes by and you forget about that result. So that's why I think the game in Jamaica is so vital.
Jamaicans are usually, all of them are really skillful. They have some pace. A couple of players that play in MLS are really speedy players, and when you have some speed, you're able to counterattack fairly fast, and those are dangerous things to have. So that goes back to us being disciplined. We got to make sure that when we're attacking, we're also keeping an eye on what's going on the other way, and how, if this breaks down, what are we going to do to stop that right away?
Jermaine will back you up, you know, that's their job. Whoever's there, they have to back you up. You get one occasion, 1 against 1 in the box, I want to see you in the box and go for it, because you're good in doing that. That's a good run, Joe. You're good, Mike. You're good, Joe. Hey, come here, come here. Yes.
After the first match, you know the opponent, you know every player of the other team, so there won't be any surprises in the second match. But yeah, for some situations it's good because then you know what you're facing, and you can do it better in the second game.
This is the hump game in the group, you know. It really sets us up, these 2 games, for the final 2 matches next month. And obviously you don't want to look too far ahead, but you have to also try and manage it. And we know if we can take care of business, and we have to take care of business, then we'll be in a really, really good position.
We have a chance to do something that hasn't been done, and that's win in Jamaica and for a qualifier. So that's another, box we can check off if we can go get it done.
The U.S. players are primed and ready to take control of Group A and take one more step toward the FIFA World Cup in 2014. The last two qualifiers of the calendar year will take place in October, beginning on the 12th in Antigua and Barbuda, before the U.S. returns home against Guatemala in Kansas City on October 16th to close out Group A play. And remember, for that game in Kansas City, tweet @CastrolUSA and include the hashtag CastrolTix before October 9th for your chance to win tickets for the Men's World Cup qualifier against Guatemala on October 16th. We thank you for watching this episode of The Road to Brazil, presented by Castrol.